Yo, yo, yo. This is Lucy James Podcast. I am your host, Chosen. And on this episode, we got a legendary artist, writer, whatever he wants to call himself. He goes by the name Ifrit. I'll let him introduce himself and let us know where you're from.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? This is Ifrit, AV-ATD Dirt Crew. Uh, I'm just a normal graph writer originally from Los Angeles County. Now I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest representing.
Okay, okay. So when you say LA County, I don't really know California too well, but if
Mhm.
you could kind of go a little bit in detail on that part.
LA County as in like I'm not originally from like Los Angeles City, but I'm from the county. So I'm from like the surrounding area of LA.
Oh,
So
okay,
like
okay.
yeah, kind of like probably like 20 minutes outside of like downtown LA.
Oh, okay. And how was that like growing up and everything? Like, was it like a rough area or like how was it?
The city I grew up in was, I mean, it wasn't like the freaking most ghettoest area ever, but there was some crime there for sure. A lot of gang influence, a lot of, you know, scoundrel stuff going on, especially growing up in like the 90s. So I was always around all that crime stuff and all the mayhem that would occur in the city. Um, but yeah, no, it was all right growing up there. There was a lot of graffiti writers too that originated from the city I'm from, so I definitely was brought up around a lot of graph growing up. So,
Okay, cool, cool. With that being said, like how did you get into graph? I know some of these questions might be like repetitive and all that because I know you just did another podcast interview.
hmm
Um, so it might kind of get a little repetitive, but for those who are viewing my podcast and people that might not know you coming from a
hmm
different angle, um,
yeah.
so yeah, like how did you get into graph and all that?
Well, as a youngster, I'd always kind of seen graph, growing up, I think is like the typical way somebody gets in a graph. You know, you just see it on your way to school. I would see it on the freeways and always had like I always wondered how people did graffiti because I would like see graph on my way to school. And I remember there being like a wall that I would see on the freeway and driving by with my dad, I would just see it bombed up, like by different people. It would like get bombed, buffed. Some graph was whacked, and then some burners were like, I was like, oh damn, this fool did this on this wall, like right here on the freeway. And so I would see it, and I'd be like, man, like how do people like do that? Like how do people do that so quickly? So I mean, I would that's when I started kind of gaining like somewhat of interest, but actually getting into it I think um my brother is the one who kind of like influenced me into doing graffiti out of nowhere. He's not even a graffiti writer. He kind of just told me I should like start doing graffiti, which is weird. He was like, "Yeah, you should start doing graffiti. You should, try it out." And I was like, okay." And I never really did it from that point, but I just fell into it through people I knew in my neighborhood and people I grew up with. Like there was like a lot of taggers and stuff like that, and I just ended up falling into it. I grew up skateboarding, so skateboarding and graffiti kind of go hand in hand. They're like brother and sister, it's kind of similar kind of subcultures. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
kind of how
that's
I kind of
definitely
fell into
facts.
it. Yeah, for sure. You know how like a bunch of graph writers are either like they used to be skaters and all that shit. So that's kind of like how I fell into it. I was skating and then after that, I was just kind of like I just fell into graph, and then graph kind of just took the front seat of my life and stuff. I just kind of pushed everything else to the side and just started to focus on that.
And from like as far back as you could remember when you were in the car with your dad riding past like
Mhm.
that certain wall you were just talking about,
Yeah, yeah.
are there certain names that kind of stood out to you or that you remember like damn like I see this dude everywhere or damn I like that piece, you know?
Yeah, I actually do, cause I remember I would always just see like tagging on it. I would just see the tagging, and I remember some one dude, he did like the cleanest, like super simple bomb. It was like a kind of like not a straight letter, but it was more rounded, kind of like a throwy slash bomb style, but it was super rounded, and he wrote jive. And
Jive.
he was, yeah, jive. I remember seeing it. I remember it being a white fill, like dark green outline. And I remember seeing it. I was like, damn, that's super clean. Like this fool executed that on this wall that's pretty on blast. And I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, damn, that shit is pretty sick. And after that, I was just kind of like, how did this fool pull this off? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you like, attempt this? So
Mm-hmm.
after that, I kind of always question, like, damn, this is kind of like a interesting kind of thing to do.
Okay. Do you still see that dude Jive anywhere or like when's the last time
Honestly,
you seen him?
honestly, not in a long time. Like it was like I think I had seen him like a couple of more times, like growing up, but then after that, I never seen him again. Like it was just like that quick moment in time. There was
Mhm.
yeah, there was a lot of people that I seen growing up that just never, you know, took it that far and stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. And
Yeah.
getting on the topic of your brother, you had mentioned before in the past what I've heard from the other podcast. You
Mhm.
said he had gave you your name, right?
Yeah, he pretty much like pretty much just told me I should write this name. And
Uh,
I was just kind of like, all right, like I just went with it. I just freaking ran with it. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll write this. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't realize where it was from until he showed me and told me, and I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll write it. And honestly, I never, from like then, I still write it to this day, and it's like I've never switched up my name after that.
and how long ago do you think that you've started writing that name? Like what year do you recall getting that name?
Oh, 2003.
2003? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Um,
yeah.
I also had a question. It's kind of interesting that you said that your brother gave you your name. Does your brother like is he older, younger, or
He's older.
okay? Does he have like any art type of
He
background
does.
or?
Yeah, he has an art background. He was really into drawing and all that stuff. So that's kind of why like we were kind of like a very creative kind of siblings. He would like he went to art school and all that stuff. He was all into drawing like characters. So like that's why he kind of just like told me to start writing. I don't know what made him like tell me to do that, and I don't know how I was like, "Oh yeah, that seems pretty cool." But we were always just kind of like into like street culture, so therefore like it just kind of made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And when he told me that, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll see what up." And
Yeah.
when that when
That
when
sounds
that
right.
time came, I was just like, "I'm gonna write this name. Fuck it."
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I mean, like a lot of like I feel like a lot of people really don't accept graph like that. So it's kind of cool, that you have the sibling, kind of like, hey, you should write this, or give you that
Yeah.
idea that kind of
Hmm.
made you go down that certain route, and you're still doing it to this day. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um.
true, true. Because like nowadays, you just see people kind of like coming up with their own names and like, which
Hmm.
is not bad, but then like you see people just switching up their names like numerous times, which is also not bad, but it's just kind of like, damn, like I don't know, like I feel like my name isn't so like it's not so easy to write, and
Oh
it's like
hell
I
no.
I, I still I still just stuck with it. Like people are like, oh, I changed my name because I just didn't like the letter flow or whatever this and that, and I'm just
Hmm.
like. I mean, that's cool, dude. Like, I understand. There's been many times where, like, man, I feel like changing my name. This fucking name is hard and annoying. But I just fucking ran with it, dog. It's just like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Maybe because maybe when you like first got that name and your brother gave it to you, or suggested you write that name, maybe you never gave up on it because it was more of a memorabilia type of like concept to it. Like, like, oh damn, my brother gave me that name, and maybe you looked up to your brother a lot. So
Yeah, true, true. I did. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, so maybe it's just more of a how could I say it, like more of a, it's a special meaning to you behind it all, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I was like, damn, like that's a hard ass like name to like try to fit in, especially with all like the negative spacing and all that. It's like, damn,
Oh, for
like
sure, dog. That shit, like, it's like, it gives me a headache to this day, you know? Like, sometimes I even think, like, I didn't improve as much as I did because the name is so hard, and I'm just like, dog, what the fuck? This shit's super annoying.
yeah, is so like I'm looking at your how you do your style now and all that. Like, how did you how did you first start off doing it and then lead you to more of like your style now? Like, how could you kind of like describe it in words?
Well, I kind of, so I remember when I first started like trying to do graph, I was just like doing like just some weird ass, I don't even know what I was thinking kind of letters. I didn't
Hmm.
have any real concept of how to do graffiti because when I started, there was not really much like influence as far as like, social media and stuff to really like gravitate off of. So I was just kind of like coming up with random shit. I would just kind of have to like think of it myself. But then as like time went on, like with when I was starting to write with more people, they were just kind of like, yo, 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 like just kind of like start off simple, you know? First, you want just like the basics, just start just doing the most simplest letters and then just go off of that. So that's where how I started. I just started doing simple letters. It's just like the most basic like straight letters and then just it's just started like bending more in time and started just kind of twisting up and started adding on little things that might make it look a little bit more complex even though my style's still not as complex as most that's just how I just kind of grew from it.
Oh, okay, okay. And with that being said, like, did you ever have like somebody who kind of like mentored you through like in the beginning, or did you kind of like have to learn on your own?
um I didn't have like a specific person that mentored me, but there were a group of people that I met up with, which are my crew members now, that kind of like helped me out and like kind of like guided me into like learning basic letter structure. Because like when I'm telling you, when I first started, I was terrible. I didn't like I had like no concept of graffiti. I was just kind of like just winging it. And then like one of my homies, he writes Enjoy, and my other homie he writes Soldier, and like those fools kind of like taught me like yo like go simple and just kind of like like just go based off these simple letters. And I remember like my homies like they like drew out my name and I was like, oh damn, okay, like that's how they do it. And like after that, like I just kind of like tried to like go simple like how they did my name. Not so much replicate it exactly, but just did it how I could do it, because it wasn't like,
Mhm.
they were a bit better than me. So that's how I kind of first learned. And then from then I just kind of just kept on going.
When they first heard your name, were they like, "What the fuck?" Like, what made you think of that, or like, did
Um,
they kind of like question it or
I,
anything?
I I'm pretty sure they did. They're like everyone that meets me kind of does. They're just like, what kind of name is that? It's just weird. But yeah, like yeah, I'm sure they did. They would even like make up weird ass freaking like nicknames and stuff like that, and I was just like, okay, great, funny, very funny,
And
fuckers.
what are some of them? Just so I could talk shit now.
Ah, fucking man. They would call me like fucking. They would call me like one fruit, and I'm like, what the fuck, fool? Like, chill, chill, and shit like that. Like, just clowning around and shit, and like, yeah, they're just fucking clowning around. But they did help me a lot, like growing, like as like I got older, like we kind of yeah, we kind of started off like at the end of high school. Like I met them like my like senior year of high school, and I was just kind of like, all right, like let's paint, and we ended up painting together, and we just kind of like been friends ever since.
Oh, okay, damn, that's pretty dope. Um, would you say that when it comes to a crew, because like from what I've seen, like in my perspective, a lot of
Hmm.
crews like have the same, not really like the same style, but it kind of all looks similar. Would you say that
Yeah.
that's how your crew is? Like,
Almost, because I remember back when we were like painting a lot of people would say that all of us kind of had a very similar style, and that's because we were always hanging out with each other and we
Hmm.
were just seeing each other's styles all the time. So we kind of fed off of each other. So it kind of like made our styles kind of just like look the same almost, you know?
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, I could see that, you know?
Okay, okay. Yeah, because I know I've seen like some of your homie Kaizen, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
Uh
Hmm.
like some of his stuff and I see some of your stuff and like they kinda look similar, but not really. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I was kinda like asking like, okay, like because he's in your crew, right? Obviously.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, okay. And going back a little bit, I had a question like, have you ever brought your brother out with you to go paint or like any situation like that, like, you know?
You know what? Come to think of it, I don't think I have. I've never like brought him out like with me to go painting,
Hmm.
but he has had to bail me out of jail. So, I mean, like, I think once he had to do that, he's like, yeah, this fool's stupid. Like, you know, fuck, like this shit could really get you in trouble. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever really like took him out on a mission or anything like that.
Nah, damn.
Mm-mm.
That should have been pretty cool if
I
you
think he would
did.
have been down to, but I just never, I don't think I ever had the real, like, the chance to, like, hey, dude, you want to go painting with me or some shit?
Hmm.
He'd probably, because my brother was always doing his own thing. He was not only just into art, he was really into music too. So he was always like doing music shit with all of his homies. So like we weren't always like with each other. So it was just we just had
Oh,
to like a
okay.
weird, yeah. He's older than me too, so it just wasn't happening.
Is it
The
like a
timing
big
wasn't there.
age gap or?
No, not so much. I think he's like 4 years older than me.
Oh,
So it wasn't
okay.
super big, but like he was doing his own thing all the time. Like he had his own friends, I had my own friends, and we just did our own shit, you know?
Nah, yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Damn, damn. It'd be pretty cool if like you hit him up like, hey, like you trying to go bust a mission with me?
I know
What
that'd
do
be
you feel
sick,
like he
right?
would
Like
say
it,
now? Like, would he be like, hell nah? Or
nah, he'd be hell no, dude. That fool's not down for it for shit. He has a kid now, dog. He's not down
okay.
for it, dude. Like he's like a homebody now. He's not down for that shit.
Mm, nah, yeah, I feel it. Especially like, when people start having like kids, they get a lot older and stuff, like
Yeah.
their mentality changes a lot.
Oh,
But
big time.
what is your favorite surface to paint on? Whether it be a wall, like train
Um,
or anything?
like I mean, I would say train. Like train's always been like I mean, obviously, like that's my, surface of preference.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, a brick wall would be nice too. I mean, just raw brick if the paint sticks on it well, because sometimes you paint a raw brick wall and that shit just eats your paint. You're like, oh God, this shit's
Yeah. I
not as
gotta go
great as
over
I
layer and layer.
yeah, this shit's not as fucking dope as I thought it was gonna be, but yeah, like I mean, brick visually looks nice when you're like, like doing like a chromie on it or like a black fill white outline on a like a raw brick. I mean, just like depends on how well your paint just sits on it, But um, yeah, I think I would prefer train just because like the paint just sits on it so cleanly. So I would just go for train for sure.
Do you remember what your first train was and like how long ago it was?
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember that. Yeah, it was like in 2006. It was I remember it was me and all my homies. We drove pretty far to hit the trains, and I remember we painted the trains, and it was so hard because I didn't have like a step ladder or anything like that, and like so like my fucking bomb was so small. And it's funny, that shit is still rocking to this day. Like
For
somebody sent me
real?
a picture of it. I'm like, holy fuck, are you serious? Like no one's went over this? That is crazy. But
Uh,
yeah, and I remember it was so small, so sloppy because like I was painting like on a slope, and like so I was like trying to like reach the train, and I was like sliding down these rocks at the same time. So it was like just so
fuck.
difficult to paint, and I was like, wow, this shit's fucking so toy. And I remember coming back from that mission, like we were driving far and one of our homies was driving and we were all blazing, going back home, back to the valley. We're driving and dog, we all fucking knocked out. We knocked out in the car, fool, including the driver, bro. And then my homie wakes
Oh
up
my
and
god.
he's like, hey dog, watch out. And he fucking like straight up hits a big rig truck and like he fucking like the hood of his car gets like stuck under the back of the freaking big rig truck, bro. And like, dude, that shit gets stuck, and we gotta like this boy had to like shimmy out, and like it just hooked on, and then like it fucked his car up, dude. Like it just like not completely wrecked it, but it fucked up the car. Like the tire hit the side of it, the truck, and then the
What
tire just
the
fucking blew out, bro. We were driving back home with like the mega flat tire, and we were all just like super shook out. We're like, dog,
Oh my
we could have
god.
fucking died right now, dude. And it was such a bad situation, dude. It was so fucked.
Fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah, it
Man,
was
I can
fucking
only
wild.
imagine, bro. And that kind of
Yeah,
brings me up to my
dude.
next question, bro. Like, what's one of the crazy? I know that story is pretty fucking crazy and wild, but what's the craziest or like wildest story you have of like your whole time doing graph?
Damn, dog. I have to think of it, dude, because like there's so many situations that come up in my head that were like just fucking insane, dude. Like
Or
just
like a
not
real funny one. And I know if you told me a funny one before,
okay,
and I know
okay.
which one I'm talking about. You know which one I'm talking about.
Bro, nah, I have
No, you
another one.
gotta tell. No, you gotta tell that one too. For sure, for sure.
Fuck no, dog. That
Nah,
shit,
you.
that shit, that's like just a situation that's just kind of like that happens to everybody, bro.
Nah,
But
nah, nah. Let us hear it. Come on.
fool, hell nah. Fucking I'll tell you one story where it was just kind of such a burn, and I like honestly to this day, I fucking wish like we would have hit this spot. But I remember me and two homies, we like I drove out to like West LA to meet up with a homie to go paint with me and my homie Enjoy, and we go paint with some homie, and he's like, oh yeah, dog, I got a spot. Like I got a dope ass spot we can hit. It's like a rooftop. And I was like, all right, cool, like let's go. And like we get to the spot and we're like, fuck, like this shit's like kind of a mission to get up, you know? And like so these fools like, all right, like since I'm pretty light, these fools like, all right, we're gonna boost this fool up. And I was like, all right, cool. They boost me up. I get up to the roof, and like the first part is like this kind of like weird shed like kind of like covering coming off the side of the roof. So I had to stand on that and like and get onto the roof, but I had to like walk through it first, and it was like kind of flimsy. So fucking like I get on and I was like, hey guys, this shit's like literally like not really that stable. But it was stable enough for me to kind of somewhat walk on because I was like walking on the beams that were along like that were like holding up the
Hmm.
metal sheet roof shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so I was like fucking walking on it, and these fools are like, "Hey, dog, be quiet, fool! You're like making a fuckload of noise." And I'm like, "Bro, I can't fucking like, I can't help it because this shit's metal." And I was like, "Dude," in my head, I'm like, "How the fuck are these fools gonna get up? Like, these fools are way fucking bigger than me, and like, I'm already here making all kinds of noise and shit." And like, fool, I'm like walking, and then I'm like, "Hey, dog, this shit's real fucking like super fucking unstable." And I'm like, all right, let me. In order for me to get onto the roof, I had to like walk towards the center. So I start walking towards the center. I step off the beam, and boom, I fucking fall through the fucking roof, dog. I fall through it. And dude, and I'm like, I fell through it, and the only thing that's hanging on is like my right arm, and I'm like, my whole body's through the roof.
I can
And
see
then,
you
dude,
right now dangling and shit. Your little
dangling,
legs
fool. I
and
was like
shit.
straight dangling and shit. And then I'm like, oh fuck. And dude, I made so much fucking noise, dude. That shit was so fucking loud, dog. That like, dude, like my homies, they just fucking ran. They took off without me. And I was like, dude, what the, and
Oh
like
fuck.
they took off without me, and this big ass alarm noise just went off. Like it went off, and I was like, dude, and I fucking just like was trying to pull myself back up, and I was like, ah, and I was like, dude, that shit was such a bitch, and I fucking like literally just launched myself off the roof, like fucking fell to the ground, and like my feet were like fucking dead after that, and I was like, dude, and then we just like took off, bro, and these fools were just dude, these fools were laughing at me. They're like, dog, this fool just straight fell through the roof. I'm like, fuck you guys, dude. Like, you guys are fucking dumb. Like, I could have fucking got hurt, dude. They're like, nah, dog, that shit was funny as fuck. Like, I can't believe that actually happened. And I was like, fuck you guys, you know. And
Yeah.
that shit was fucking such bullshit, dog. I was like,
I
wow,
thought you were
dude,
gonna say it was like some scary movie shit where he's like, "Hey, grab me by my strong hand."
dude, almost, bro, straight up. But yeah, these fools freaking straight took off because the alarm went off. I made all kinds of noise. That shit just collapsed, dude. And I was like, oh fuck, dude. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's one crazy story that like kind of just didn't really involve me like getting chased or anything like that. It was just like
Uh-huh.
a fucking story where I was like, dog, like I will never forget that
Yeah, you
because
will never
that
forget
shit
that shit
that shit
for
was just like
sure.
a fucking funny yet not funny like moment.
Yeah, nah, fuck no. Um, so do you like prefer listening to music? Like I know like you paint a lot of trains, so like some of the areas might be like, pretty chill spots or sometimes they might not be, but would you prefer to listen to music or would you kind of have more like would you rather listen to more like the sounds going on and be more therapeutic, you know?
The sounds going on. I don't listen to music when I'm painting at all. Like I know there's some people that do, which I find a little crazy. It's like these fools got their headphones in, and I'm like, what the fuck? Really, dog? Like, I mean, I guess, dude, if that helps you paint, cool. You know, I could understand doing that at a like a legal wall or something like that. But even then, dog, like I just feel like you really always need to know your surroundings because come on, like
Yeah.
that's a part of the game. You got to know what's going on around you because you don't know what or who is gonna roll up on you and just fucking, you know, catch you by surprise, you know?
Yeah, nah, for sure, for sure. Like I've heard that like where people would listen to like earphone, like have their earphones in and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Hell nah, like that could never
Yeah.
be me, because it's like anything could happen, whether it be a
Mm-hmm.
fucking wild animal sneaks up on you or fuck anybody, you know?
Straight up, dude.
Uh,
Straight up. I remember I had one time I was painting a wall with a homie and we're at like some yard and this fool was listening to music, dog. Bro, and then fucking straight up cops rolled up on us and shit, dude. Like straight up and like I was like, "Hey, fool." And like this fool like didn't even realize what was going on and we just straight up got rolled up on. We had to like fucking run and shit. So,
hell no.
yeah, it's like
That's a
situations like
liability
that.
for sure.
Exactly. It's like, fool, what are you doing, dog? Like, you realize this is illegal, right? Like, we're not supposed to be doing this.
Hmm.
Come on.
Do you like smoke? Like, how do you like when you're about to go bust a mission and all that? Do you like smoke, drink, anything in that? Like, you know?
Nah, honestly, like, even when I was smoking a bunch, I didn't prefer to smoke before painting just because I feel like smoking just makes me lazy. So I just feel like I always wanted to be like on point when I was painting.
Yeah.
Painting, I mean, smoking never really helped me paint better, or it never really calmed me down. Like it calms me down like in certain situations, like when I'm not doing something illegal. But yeah, there's been times where I have smoked and drinked before painting, but it overall it's not a preference, you know?
Hmm.
It's like if I could really like get away from it, I would just be like, nah, I'm good. Like but there's those certain times where like, hey dog, we got this blunt. Like they'll pass it to me. I'm like, ah, fuck. All right, here, I'll fucking smoke this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
And you said you don't drink either, right?
Nah, nah. I mean, like I said, I have done it, and I mean, there's been times where I've drank while painting, but before it, nah, not really. Like I said, like I kind of like to be on point before the actual painting happens because it's just like you never know, dog. You know, like getting into
Yeah.
the spot is like the fucking main part of painting, getting in and then getting out.
Yeah. To me personally, I feel like that shit's also a liability, because I'd rather
Hmm.
be with somebody who is on point, got their head on a swivel
Yeah.
and we're all on the same accord, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, there's people that just like straight stay blazing while painting, and it's like, yo, chill, dog. Like, do you really need to be that high while painting? It's like, fuck, dude. I like smoking after the paint session, like a victory blunt,
Yeah, I
like,
was
oh damn,
just
hell yeah, like fuck yeah, we fucking hit that spot, fuck yeah, let's blaze and just like fucking chill out now or whatever.
Yeah, I
But
was
like,
just gonna ask you, like, do you have after a mission, right? After a nice successful mission, is there like a victory meal or like
yeah,
something you do
yeah,
traditionally, like after?
yeah, when I was smoking, because I'm not smoking right now, like I'm not saying I quit forever, but like when I was smoking, I would like to like blaze after the like the paint sesh because it's just like, all right, cool, now I could just kind of like fucking unwind and just like settle down,
Mm-hmm.
and just actually enjoy smoking rather than just smoking and just having to deal with some shit.
Yeah. Do you go like get food or anything in like in that sort, or do you just kind of just kick it for a little bit
Sometimes,
and then go
yeah,
home?
some will like say if it's like still early, yeah, I mean I'll grab some food. Like there's been times where I'm like, oh, I'm fucking hungry because after painting you're just fucking starving. Like, oh, let's go grab some food or whatever. Yeah, like there's times where I wouldn't mind like grabbing like some food and shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Is there like your favorite type of paint to use when it comes to like trains and like caps or anything?
Um,
Do
favorite
you
paint?
prefer? Yeah.
I mean, I use all paint. Like pretty much all what I have is like a mixture. Like every time I go paint, I have like a mixed batch.
Yeah.
Like I'll have like some Rustos in there, then I'll have Montanas, and I'll have like a couple of flame cans, and I'll have like a dollar can from fucking some hardware store and shit. Like I'm telling you, I use a variety, but what I mainly purchase is because I don't fucking steal my paint like I used to, like when I was a
Yeah.
youngster. Like I don't fucking got time for that shit. Um, I pretty much just buy like hardcores and like
Hardcore.
rustos. Yeah, like hardcores and rustos are kind of like what I lean towards.
Okay, okay. If there's like two caps that you must have, which ones would they be?
Two caps that I must have. I mean, it's quite obvious, bro. I'm gonna use a stock cap, bro. No, I'm just fucking around.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, shut your ass up.
Nah, I'm fucking around. I'll probably just use a Lego and a NY Fat dog. That's all you kind of basically need.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, because I
yeah.
know some people, they're like, bro, I need fucking a goddamn universal thin,
I need a
a
Montana level
cream.
6, and shit like that.
I need
Like,
this
yeah,
for
no,
that and this for like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like,
yeah, for real.
you're
Now
gonna
there's,
be
I know
there spending
I've
more
painted with
time
some,
trying to
I
figure
painted
out
with
what the
some
fuck you're gonna
people
use.
that use like a fucking buttload of caps. I'm like, dog, you really need that fucking cap for that shit? You just can't just use the cap you have more lightly. I mean, I guess, dog, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm just that guy that just
You're not that
doesn't
guy.
care, but
You're
you're not that guy, pal.
not.
But fucking yeah. But
um.
nah, basically like a Lego and a New York I could work with.
Oh yeah, you can never go wrong with those two for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Um.
I think universally everyone could say that, like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Is there your like? Do you have a favorite type of color scheme that you could never go wrong with?
I don't have like a favorite scheme, but when it comes to like colors wise and like just like arrangement of colors, I do like to lean towards the darker fill-ins with the lighter color outlines.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know why, I just like the way they look a lot better than just using a simple like black outline with a light colored fill. I just like been just more into that lately. I just feel like it just makes your shit look better. I don't know. That's just me though.
Okay, I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to like paint by yourself, or would you rather prefer like painting with like a homie or like your crew?
Like with the homie, I've painted by myself many times, and I mean, it's cool. Sometimes it's cool for the time being, but I feel like when I paint by myself, like, um, as far as like even bombing, like I bombed by myself a bunch too, and it's just like I feel like when I'm by myself, I'm like more on edge, and I feel like I rush what I'm painting more just because I'm just like kind of like, damn, I need to like be in and out, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't have as much eyes really like helping me look at my surroundings, so I'm just more like just on the lookout, you know? So I
Yeah.
feel like I kind of rush the sesh as opposed to when I'm like with somebody, it's like, you know, I'd rather paint with like at least one or two other people, not with a bunch of people, like just like one or two other people is like is chill, you know?
Oh, okay, okay. It kind of makes like the sesh go like a lot smoother.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Okay. Have you ever dated like a female writer, or like would you ever date one?
I have not, and I don't believe I don't honestly I don't think I would. I'm just kind of like a fucking strange guy, dude. Like I don't really like mess around with shit like that, dude. I'm just a chill guy, bro.
Do you feel like when it comes to female writers and all that, like, do you feel like they're like ran through and shit?
Um,
Or they be like more like trying to hop on like every writer and shit?
I
From
mean
your
that
perspective.
that's like the basic thought. I mean, I think it would be kind of dumb to not think that. I
Mhm.
mean, come on, like
Hey,
let's
there's
just
some
be
people
real.
you never know. There's some people that like, nah, bro, she was a virgin when I met her.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I know for real. No, but I think in realistic thinking, I think that's just like you just gotta, you know that's probably what you're gonna have, you know, and it's not really like the best kind of thing for your mind to be going through, you know, it's like, come on, dog, like, dude. I mean, yeah, I think many people I could see the temptation, how why some like people do that, and I get that, but it's just like, no, like, come
Yeah,
on,
it's
let's just,
like the graph life is already hard enough as it is. Now you got to worry
yeah.
about a female and
Oh,
her being in it too. You know
oh,
what I'm saying? Like,
for sure, yeah. It's just like, nah, dog, like that shit's, um, no,
yeah,
it's
okay.
it's too messy, dog.
Yeah, for yeah, I could. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Has like graph like ever ruined a relationship that you've had like in the past?
Come on, dog. Does a bear shit in the woods? Yeah, nah, full fuck yeah, dude. Like
Hey, you never know.
I
Some
think
people could go a long time without nobody knowing that they even do shit like that, you know?
no, dude, that yeah, for sure. I feel you on that. But yeah, no, the graph has definitely ruined a lot of connections and relationships due to the fact that like it's a lifestyle that, you know, seems cool at first, and you're like, oh, you know, the person that you're with is like, oh yeah, that's real cool, you know, and then they start to realize how problematic it can become, you know. It's like, damn, this shit's actually a problem. And like that, I had faced that like in my younger days, and I was just like, even me like realizing is like this shit is a problem, and I was over here just acting like it wasn't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like and I understand why, like, you know, those people kind of decided to go a different route, because it's like, come on, dude, they had to like look out for themselves, and I understand that completely. It sucked, but you know, that's just the way she goes, bro.
Yeah. Like what happened when like if your parents like ever caught you, or like in that scenario, like when they first found out you were doing stuff like that? What did they say?
Yeah, man, I think
Was like your
well,
mom like, I'm disappointed in you, or
yeah,
your
I mean,
pops and shit?
my mom fucking didn't like it at all. My dad, like, he wasn't, he didn't, I want to say he didn't care, but he was more kind of like understanding and just kind of
So
like,
no
oh,
ass
like,
whoopings?
no, not like
Yeah.
that.
The
Like, I'm
extension
not
cord?
gonna, nah, not even that. Like, my dad has even like, he even like got me out of like certain situations and stuff like
Oh
that.
shit.
Yeah, like
Okay.
he got me out of like certain like situations where like I got like, you know, in trouble, and he like kind of helped me get out of it. And yeah, but my mom, she's a different person. She's not from this country, dog. So she was just like
Oh
thinking
shit.
like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? This is stupid, you know?
Mhm.
It's like it doesn't. they don't understand the concept of graffiti. They're like, what the fuck? Like my mom is even like, I remember when I was a kid, like my mom caught me hiding fucking spray paint from like in my room. She straight caught me and she was just
What?
like, what the she's like, why are you doing that? She's like, don't do that. Don't do that. I was like, Mom, just relax. Like, just don't worry about me. And then like, but they're trying to play it off and shit. And like, I still like had my paint and just like fucking hid it in the closet and shit. But yeah, like, yeah, parents were, they were like, one was kind of somewhat okay with it, and the other was just like, nah, this is stupid.
Okay, okay, I see. If you don't mind me asking, where's your mom from? Since you mentioned she was from outside the country.
She's from Transylvania.
Where
Transylvania.
the fuck is that?
I'm just fucking
I'm
around.
like, wait, did you fucking say Transylvania and shit? You fucking vampire looking ass.
Nah, fucking, she's from the Philippines, dog.
Oh, okay, okay. So you
Yeah.
part Filipino.
Yes, I
Okay,
am part
okay. Interesting.
Filipino, dog.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now it's funny. I have like almost a similar story to when you said like your mom found you hiding spray cans in your room and shit. I
Hmm.
remember when I was in fifth grade, I had bought some weed and shit, and it came with fucking some seeds. And I'm like, shit, let me try to grow a fucking a weed plant and shit. So I remember in school they were trying to teach you how to grow your own plant in like the fucking little plastic cup. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I wonder if it's like the same process. So I remember putting a couple seeds in there, and I had it next to my window so I could get some sunlight. And every single day after school, I'll go water it and shit. And it finally started to sprout a little. And then one day my mom started cleaning my room and shit. And then she looked and she seen it. She's like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh, it's a school project. And then she's like, oh, that's so cute. And I'm like, yeah.
yeah. Wow,
But it ended
dog.
up fucking frying, bro. The fucking sun fried that shit.
Ooh, got a styrofoam cup and shit. Fucking.
Nah, for real, for real. That shit's funny as fuck. But
That's hilarious.
has there ever been like any recognition like when you throughout like your time of doing graph that you would never expect, like the first time you ever got recognition, like, oh, I've seen you around or I've seen you up a lot, like that really stood out to you?
Um, yeah, there's been times of recognition. Um, I remember this one time. I wouldn't say like, oh, I seen you up kind of ordeal. It was just kind of like a situation that was kind of a bit weird. Like, I had painted my name on my homegirl's like bag,
Mm-hmm.
and we were at the mall one time,
Oh, you were trying
and
to get some play. Stop lying.
no, we were at the mall. So shut up. So we were at the mall, and like fucking I remember we were walking. We were just walking and shit, and then fucking this one random ass dude um like came up to us, and he's like, hey, he's like, did you do that bag? And like my name was on that bag. I straight did like a bomb on the bag, like it was like a side bag and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nah, why? My homie did it, but it was actually me. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's like, nah, that's dope, dude. He's like, nah, I've seen that fool up before, man. Like, nah, that shit's tight. He's like, yeah, that fool Ifrit, that's dope. And I'm like, I was like, oh, word, all right, yeah, that's the homie, dude. Me and that fool kick it all the time. But it was actually me, and I just didn't want to tell him because he looked like some fucking fresh kid and shit. And I was
Mm.
just like, fucking like. I was just like, yeah, all right, cool, yeah, this was dope. He's like, all right, it's dope, man. All right, Lates, dude. And I was like, all right, Lates. And I was like,
You know
and
what's
like,
funny, bro? I'm surprised he didn't say, "Oh yeah, that's my homie." Like, because how
bro,
sometimes people will do, like, I'm not sure if you ever had that situation happen. It's like, you're kind of playing dumb to like kind of fill out like the situation, but then the
yeah,
person's like, "Yeah, that's my homie," like, woo, woo. You're like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what the? I don't
Nah,
know this motherfucker.
I know, right? Imagine he's like, oh yeah, that's my boy, man. We freaking hang out all the time. Imagine it's me. I'm like, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you are, dog.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You ever
Yeah,
had that
dog.
happen before?
Honestly, dog, I don't think so. But like now that I really think about it, like, nah. That'd be fucking weird though. I'd be like, what?
Trust
I'd be
me,
like,
bro. You'd
what?
be surprised, man. Fuck that shit.
That's
That's just
crazy,
funny.
bro. Just people just fucking say anything just for like a little bit of like fucking clout of some
Yeah,
sort,
some
you know?
clout and shit. Hey, they say
Yeah,
clout is one hell of a drug, man.
I know, right? People are
Fuck.
fucking weird now, dog. It's just fucking stupid.
So like do you like you being in the graph game and all that, do you like when it comes to like having that recognition, or is it something more like personal to you? Like you do it because, it just makes you feel good or like
I believe it's like, a bit of both. I would be lying to say like, oh no, I don't do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, like yeah, it feels a little good when somebody's just like, oh yeah, I've seen stuff like, oh thank you very much, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, yeah, I do it for like a little bit of like the both, just kind of like to kind of like display what I know how to do a bit and see if people actually kind of like it, you know?
Mhm.
I also do it for myself too because it's also something that I think helps me concentrate, because there's a lot of things in life that are so distracting and, I feel like graffiti is the one thing that I could actually like just put all my focus into instead of, you know,
It's like
being
it's like real therapeutic, kind of like clears your mind, and you're
exactly.
not
It
really
kind of just
thinking
like
about like anything else besides you in the moment.
exactly, I think many people can relate to that because yeah, life is just it's just somewhat hard to deal with, and like you just graph can just really just take you away and just, you know, bring you into a different world.
Yeah, I know a lot of people can't really like fathom that, especially those that don't have that type of art, like creativity type of thing, and
Creativity,
they kind of like
exactly.
just think like, what the fuck? Like this person's dumb as fuck for even thinking that.
Yeah. No, I feel
Yeah.
you. No, but you got to understand this, like something that you kind of like brought up to me in the past where like, like everything can be like art to somebody, whether it be like, doing some random, you know, task, like
Yeah,
that
whether
people
it be
do,
like building like
Ex
like furniture or planting a
exactly.
garden and
Exactly.
just
Like you
anything.
like
Yeah.
yeah, that could be their type of therapy, it doesn't necessarily have to be in fucking graph, that can just take them away from their reality and that's something that's somewhat artistic
Yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah, cause like it was like kind of like a little bit ago. I have a friend who owns his own like construction company, like landscaping company, and
Hmm.
I was kind of talking to him about it, and he was like, "Bro, I've never like could fathom like somebody going out there and doing that." But I was kind of like telling him, I was like, "Oh, it's like a form of art, it's like therapeutic. It helps
Yeah.
people, like they might be going through something, and then." They do that and it like is it's like a healing thing to them.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
was like, oh, okay, like I'm kind of understand that too because um with the job that he does and him doing landscaping and building stuff with his hands and all that, he's like, I could kind of see that too because when I do this, it's like a form of like therapy, and it kind of helps me like
Yeah.
with whatever I'm going through. And
Yeah, and like when it comes to them doing those things, they have like the certain techniques that they use in order to build
hmm
something or something like create something. There's like their own techniques. So I could see that being somewhat artistic in its own strange little way.
yeah, exactly. Um, so with like you saying that you said you grew up in the 90s, right?
Yeah, I mean I grew up I was born in the 80s and grew up
Okay.
in the
Um,
90s, early thousands. Yeah.
how do you like throughout all those time, like all the time and stuff like that, and you seeing graph from back then to now, like how do you say that it kind of either evolved or got watered down? Like how would you say it's gotten throughout these years?
I feel like it's like a little bit of both. It's evolved definitely. In its own way. There's like, I feel like the spots are a lot crazier nowadays because people are just fucking hanging off all kinds of bullshit. But
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like the materials that were available back in the day were not available. So you got to kind of think of that in that sense. And people were still doing like sick pieces back in the day with very little items that they could use and stuff like that. So, it's like a little bit of both, like people nowadays, we have so much. We have like fucking telescope ladders. We have all kinds of shit in order to help us get up. All kinds of tips, like that we can fucking choose from and paint galore. And like back in the day, people fucking just use regular fucking hardware store paint, and like people barely use Montanas. That was like almost like a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it was just a lot harder, and especially back in the day, it was a lot more difficult to do graffiti back in the day because you know cops actually cracked down. You
Mm-hmm.
know, times were a lot different. Now I feel like you could kind of get away with graph a little bit more just because the world we live in is just there's so much shit going on. I feel like the culture of cops now, they're just kind of not really about trying to bust somebody for a graft. They're just like worried about other bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think yeah, it's just a little bit of both. Yeah, like there's some dope ass writers out now. The talent is still there, for sure. But
Yeah, I
it's
feel it.
you know,
Have you ever used like I'm not sure what they're called. Fuck, I haven't. I'm gonna have to look back into it, but those things that help you with like with instead of using your finger on the cap, it's like that little fucking
like
tool.
little lever kind of thingy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those
Have
like
you ever used one of those?
honestly, I have some, and it's funny because I bought some. I was like, "Oh, dude, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna buy some," and I fucking bought some, and I never fucking used them, dog. I just still have them in my bag. I don't even know why I bought them, and I don't fucking even use them. I should use them because, dude, there's times when my fucking finger is like killing me, dude, and I'm like, "Wow, this is like my finger kind of hurts right now." It's because I'm fucking not like a youngster anymore, and it's like, oh, shit actually affects my hand, but um. Yeah, I have some, but I've never used it. So I
Shit.
can't really tell you. I can't really give you a review.
Oh, okay, okay. I want to say I have tried to use it, but that shit like the fucking cap was sideways, so I was like trying to spray that shit, and it's like fucking flying the other way. I'm like, oh shit, I'm a fucking dumbass. Like I gotta adjust the
You like
cap.
sprayed yourself in the teeth and shit, or what?
Yeah, it was like in gold because I was trying to get myself a grill, you know?
Oh, sick ass fool.
Nah, nah, but you ever done like a roller? I'm not sure if I ever see you do a roller.
Not of my name, but I have done like crew rollers with my homies and shit, like pretty big ones, but not of my name. Like I just I mean I've done roller fill-ins, like where I've like roller fill-in, spray can outline and shit like that, but not like a full blown like like high spot roller of my name. Just 'cause I just don't no, I just honestly just never really had the desire to do them. Like I just I don't know. Like
Have
it's
you?
not saying I won't ever try. Like if there was like that certain time where like oh let's like try and do rollers over a name, I'm like all right cool. Like let me think of a style to do it because my name isn't necessarily the easiest name to do a roller with. But I'm
Mhm.
I'm fucking like down to attempt it and see. Hopefully
How do you
you know
feel about them? Like, do you have any
they're
like
cool.
negative things about them, or you just never really just did it?
I don't think I would say anything negative. Nah, not so much negative. Like they have their place in graffiti. It's like,
Hmm.
come on, rollers, why not? Fuck it.
Hmm.
You could do them big as fuck.
Yeah. Is there something in graph that you never really like kind of like adapted to, or just really thought was like, what the fuck is that even doing? Like being in the graph game, you know?
You know what? I don't know. I can't really think of anything like that off the top of my head. I mean, what about you? What do you think? Like, do you think there's anything in the graph game that is kind of like you are not really about or anything like that? I don't know.
Nah, actually, I never really thought of that either. I just thought of the question right now, and I
You
was
just
like,
threw it
shit.
out there.
Yeah, I'm just like, shit. It just was a random thought, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Nah,
I,
honestly, I don't know. That's a good question. I can't really think of anything that's just like off
you
the
know
top of the
what?
dome.
I do maybe that wheat paste shit.
Okay, okay.
I
Wheat
would say
pasting?
yeah, I would say like I don't know, that's more of like a fucking I feel like me personally, that's more of like a political thing, you know, like what on the
Yeah, I mean,
political agenda
people see
side.
it differently.
That's
I mean,
just
I
me
wouldn't
though.
call
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that I would never do it. Like, I mean, who fucking knows? Like, you never know what you might get into. I
Hmm.
mean, who knows? Like, if I someone ever was like, "Oh, you want to wheat paste some shit?" and like I just tried him, like, "Oh shit, what if this is like this is something that I kind of like?" I don't know, but yeah, I mean, there's many people that consider wheat pasting just like street art
I
type
don't.
shit, you know?
Hey, for some reason, why like when I think of wheat paste, I feel like a lot of fat people do that.
You
I
think
don't.
so? I don't know. When I think of wheat pasting, I think of a lot of fucking skinny hipsters doing it, like some
Nah, I
fucking.
don't know, bro. I right now just thought like it's probably a fat
Because you gotta think
motherfucker.
about it. There's some fat people that do actual graffiti, and they're
Oh
actually
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
really
I've seen
good,
it.
you know.
Yeah, I've
But like
seen
I
it.
don't know, when it comes to wheat pasting, I just feel like they're like fucking like artsy fartsy hipsters that are just like, I want to fucking
Okay, I
make a
can see it.
statement. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just my visual of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Hmm.
being a prick, but whatever.
Yeah. What's your definition of a toy?
A toy?
Yeah.
Well, fuck. I mean, shit. I mean, I always tell people that, like, I think many people think this too. Being a toy isn't just like if you're good or not,
Mhm.
like if your letters suck, it's like being a toy is like a mentality,
Yeah,
Like
mentality
some
for
people
sure.
just have like a fucking toy mentality, like that's just like why are you doing that? That's a stupid idea. Like that's
Hmm.
just like, like for example, a person that just doesn't have a reasonable way of thinking, and they're just like just hit a spot that's like it's like disrespectful and like burns out a spot. That's like for me that's like a toy. For example, like a person that just burns out a yard, a train yard. And
Hmm.
like yeah, they may be like somewhat decent, but they're just the way they maneuver themselves through the graph game is just like, dog, you're fucking burn.
Yeah.
That's kind of what my simplified definition of a toy is.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for sure. Like me personally, because there's just people, that start off being fucking like they have no type of style, nothing, and
Mhm.
then they end up developing their shit and they
Mhm.
become fucking beast as fuck. I just
Yeah.
really feel like it's for sure a mentality type of thing.
Yeah, because there's even people that are not that good, but they carry themselves pretty okay. Like they know the rules and they just like kind of have somewhat respect for other people's graph and they know what's up, but they suck.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel it for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some scenarios where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what was this person thinking? Now, like, the whole spot burnt out.
Yeah.
Now everything's getting buffed and shit, and I don't
Mhm.
know. It's just, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on in their head? But
Yeah.
how do you feel like black books help, like when it comes to graph and all that? Like, do you feel like it really helps you develop your style? Like, it helps you, like think of new ideas? How do you feel about the black books?
I mean, I think it can help you develop your style. I mean, of course, when you're trying to learn like a new style or a technique, yeah, like why not use a black book for that? But then there's also people that just kind of just paint, 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 and then they just kind of learn new styles through that. It just
Mhm.
really depends on what you like are into because some people they don't fuck with black books and they're just like nah it's fucking whack whatever or there's people that they just love hitting black books and like I mean that's cool too. um Me personally, like, I feel like a person can get better through both. I always tell people the more you actually paint graffiti, I feel like your style starts to develop more and more because when the more frequently you paint, the more you kind of like start to twerk your letters a little bit more because you're painting your name so repetitively.
Mhm.
So that's how you see like the kind of transformation in your style and stuff like that. And you start to just kind of do something a slight bit different. It could be a little twerk here, a little loopy loop there, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like, a black book could also help too if you don't want to, waste paint and just kind of want to know what you're doing straight off the bat.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I feel that. for sure.
Hmm.
Um, is there like any type of like technique or something you've learned later on that you wish you knew when you first started off?
Hmm. Not really. I mean, I think the way I started off painting was needed to be done. I mean, I feel like my process through graph, like I mean, like it's I'm not the best graph writer, and like not some super hardcore beast ass fool, like, but I just think like,
Hey, you
you
be
know,
killing shit, bro, for sure. I see your shit, bro. You be straight killing.
yeah, somewhat, yeah, sure. I mean, I
Trying to
could be
be humble all of
painting.
a sudden.
I
Man,
mean,
I
like, I
don't.
don't want to be like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking sick, bruh. Fuck yeah. Nah, fucking like, dude, like, yeah, I paint I paint a little bit. Yeah, sure. A lot of people paint a lot, some people paint less or more than others. But I don't know, like techniques, sure. I mean, I mean, fuck. I mean, maybe just I don't know, dude. I just as far as techniques, like you just find those techniques in time, Like if I were to have learned those techniques earlier on, would I have been better? Maybe, or whatever,
Yeah, I feel like it's more of like it would in due time you come
Yeah,
across it because that's the time you need it, like
exactly, exactly.
okay, okay. Okay, one last question, bro, before we wrap this up. Cause
Okay,
the
okay.
hour is already up. But if you never done graph or graph never came into your life, what do you feel like you would be doing right now?
Damn, dog. That's a $1 million question right there.
Gotta end it
Shit.
off with the
I
bang,
got,
man.
it's funny. I always think about that too. Like, it's like, dude, if I didn't do graffiti, like, what the fuck would I be doing? Would I be like some normal person? Like, that's just like fucking, I don't know. Like, would it be out
Yeah, I
fishing?
think I think
Fucking,
you would be a nerd for sure. Nah.
nah, no, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just, I don't know, dude. Like sometimes I think like if I would have never found graffiti or started doing, would I still be skateboarding? Or would I still skate? Or who knows, man? Like, yeah, I think about that all the time. Like, that's a crazy question to think about. I mean, like, yeah, I don't even know what I would be doing. Like, shit, I'd probably be dead. No, I'm just kidding. But fucking,
Hey, yo, man, come on.
no, I'm just fucking around. But no, fucking, yeah, that's a hard one, man. Like, I'll probably be. Hey,
Yeah,
who
I feel
knows?
like it is a tough question.
Maybe I might be even further in my career than I am now because like graffiti, I don't want to say graffiti holds me back from like doing actual, you know, adult like things, but I honestly do think graffiti does keep me young, and it just kind of like, it gives me a younger mentality because yeah, because of it. Uh, who knows, man? That's a crazy question. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'd be skateboarding. Maybe I'd be a fucking gambler, fucking blowing all my money. Who knows, I
Yeah.
could just be fucking some sort of kook on the street.
Yeah, I would say it's for sure a difficult question because you just never know what life could have took you,
Yeah,
if you
man.
didn't
Like,
do it.
yeah, because like I'm not gonna lie, Graph has put me through the ringer. There's been situations where Graph I feel like is like I don't want to say ruined my life, but it has like, made things somewhat difficult in my life, But
Hmm.
that's what people go through, Some people go through different things that are, challenging and difficult that are it's hard to like pull themselves out of.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely, bro. Yeah, I definitely understand, man. And yeah, it was For sure, a pleasure talking with you, bro.
For sure,
Especially
man.
you,
Thanks
bro.
for.
You're a fucking legend, bro. And
Man, I guess so. I don't know
man,
about
shut
it.
up. I'll be
That's a
humble.
term that's very thrown around a lot. I mean, if you want to say so, but
Hey,
yeah, good
everybody could
looking
be a
out,
legend in
man.
their own way, man. But
Yeah,
to
true,
me, I feel
true.
like you a legend, bro, because you've been in the game for so long. You know, you've been killing shit consistently. You know, and
Thanks, man.
for those that want to come like across your page or want to find you like social media wise, let them know where to find you, bro.
They could find me in the yellow pages.
Well,
You
for
could
sure,
find me in
there.
the encyclopedia under. No, I'm just kidding. Fucking
For sure, the yellow
yeah.
pages, for sure.
Fucking nah, you could just find me on Instagram, dude. Like it's a kinda underscore iffy IFFY, and I have a YouTube page thingy, but I think it's another victim 87, something like that. I have some videos of me
Okay, for sure.
displaying some graphic art on the walls, and yeah, so you
And
could
they could also, I did hear that you were like kind of doing like a little bit of commission stuff here and there,
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's some
just for the
art
fun
stuff.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, for the fun of it, like I'll do like whole scale trains, and people have bought those off of me, and like little signs of my name, or if you want me to do your girlfriend's name or something like that, I could do that too.
Oh, you like it to play, huh? I see you.
Yeah, I've dabbled in some things like that, but yeah, I could do that. So if anybody wants to have that done,
Yeah,
hit me up.
hell yeah, you guys for sure hit them up. Give them a follow, subscribe to the channel, and all that. If you guys want a part
Yeah,
two, we can always run it back and do a part two. But
sure. Yeah, man, thanks a lot though, dude. I really appreciate it, man,
yeah,
for even
man.
considering
Uh,
me fucking on your podcast.
oh yeah, bro. I definitely